If you've been around here for a little while, you might have heard me say that when I was a little kid, I loved Evel Knievel. You know, the American stuntman who jumped his motorcycle over things. I loved Evel Knievel. I would set up jumps in the front yard and jump my bike over things just to be like him. I had toys and cars that smashed into things. I really liked Evel Knievel. So over the years, I've read lots about him. And one time I read a quote this reporter asked him once, why so many people come to see his shows? Why would so many people show up? And Evel Knievel said, well, I don't think most of them are here to see me get injured or die. But then again, they don't want to miss it if I do. I thought that was kind of funny. Sort of spoke to the life of a daredevil, I guess. But it also makes me think a little bit about this Sunday's lesson. You see, this Sunday, I am speaking on a subject that I'm frankly a little scared to speak about. In fact, when I knew I was going to preach through 1 Peter, I knew I would have to speak about this one word, and I didn't want to do it. It was the one thing that was keeping me from preaching through 1 Peter, but here we are. And so this Sunday, I guarantee one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to come this Sunday and you're going to go away saying, wow, I have never thought about that word in that way. I've never thought about this subject in that way. That was really cool. Or you're going to see a bunch of people get angry, a bunch of people really upset, and maybe me and Sarah run out of town. Either way, you don't want to miss it. Seriously, actually, this Sunday, I've got a subject that I don't really want to talk about because it's treacherous. It can make people upset but that's actually why we have to talk about it, because we have used it incorrectly. The biblical, beautiful word and idea has been smeared. And so we're going to put it back to the way it ought to be. We're going to teach it the way it should be heard. What is the word? I'm not telling you. If you want to look and see if you can figure it out for yourself, the sermon's coming from 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 13 through chapter 3, verse 9. You can go find the word if you want to. But all I'm going to tell you is that the sermon title is called, In Other Words, Recovering One of the Most Powerful Attitudes in Scripture. I think there is something here we must learn, and we're going to try and do it on Sunday. In our Bible study, we are in 2 Samuel chapter 22. I remember the very first time I saw one of my friends with a cheat sheet for a test. You know, he'd written down the answers ahead of time, and what he had done is he had rolled them up on this little piece of paper and stuck them inside his pen. And his plan was, when he got in the test, he would undo his pen, pull out this little piece of paper, and then he'd have the answers. I don't know how well that worked out for him, but I always liked it in high school and college when we got open book tests where we had the opportunity to have our textbooks open, or we had the opportunity to have our notes with us, because then at least we were prepared better than just trying to remember everything or do something off the top of our heads. This week, I would like you to come to Bible study with a cheat sheet. 2 Samuel chapter 22 is a song of praise that David sings. And it's poetry. It's a song. And I've told you before, I don't really know how to teach poetry. I'm not that good with poetry. It's different than teaching every other thing. And so here's what I've decided to do. I've decided to let you teach the class. I've broken the song up into several parts. And what we're going to do is we're going to read the part, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me what spoke to you, what stood out, what you thought was interesting. In doing so, I think we're going to find different things speaking to different people. We're going to hear different ideas from one another, and I think it's going to be really fun. David's Song of Praise, 2 Samuel chapter 22. That's where we are in our Bible study at 10 o'clock. Quick reminder, we are still doing lunches. This is the last Sunday for soup and sandwiches, and then next Sunday, the last Sunday in April, we will do a hot potluck, so please plan ahead for that. please plan to stay and visit. That's just a lot of fun and an easy way to catch up with each other. I'm looking forward to this Sunday. I say that almost every week, but I really am looking forward to this lesson. It is fun to teach something that actually will make people see something they've never seen before. That's kind of what I believe. This lesson has challenged me, and like I said, you don't want to miss it one way or the other. See you Sunday.